right, people. So the title, or rather the topic for this week that we're going to be talking about creating out here is the chaos of dating in the 21st century, millennials and Gen Z behaviors. It's a pretty intense topic, isn't it? I know. But
I haven't even said anything, but for me, like, what just killed me was just the title. When you first told me, like, okay, man, this is what we're going to be talking about, I was like, this sounds nearly personal. Like, the title, when it was just like, the chaos of dating.
Yeah.
What inspired the title, man?
dude, listen, man. I've lived long enough to observe that.
Been through many battles.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, they will hurt you out there. The the Twanas out there, they say it better. They say, but they'll hurt it. They'll hurt it. They'll hurt you, man. They'll hurt you. Disclaimer though, yeah, Twana ladies are fire. Just saying, just like totally segueing here.
I
but
think we can testify. Yeah, but let's continue.
Yeah, no, man. They ought to know. I'm just letting you Twana ladies out there know that you are fire. But closet ladies are maybe second to that list right there. Obviously, I'm being biased here.
Like you're being biased because you're closer.
Absolutely.
No, but I do think.
No. I said they're second to the list, bro.
Oh, second to the.
They're second on the list, rather. Yeah. So,
but yeah, just a caveat so you don't get us in trouble. I think all the ladies are beautiful.
Yes, not for sure. Brazilians, pitties, flip Nigerians, everybody. I always, dude. You know what the thing is with me? Even my colleagues at work, they always tell me, dude, AV, why do you always dig a hole for yourself? Every time when it comes to
like
issues,
you come prepared,
bro. No. The thing is with ladies, right? Yeah. I always dig a hole for myself every single time. It's a trap. Anyways, bro, just to answer your question, I mean, the topic is pretty heavy. It carries, a bit of gravity in terms of, the interpersonal relationships between people these days, right?
King.
So I think for me, from what I was observing, it's just, it's chaotic in that there is a, how can I put it?
Mm-hmm.
There's young men out there who are same age as you and I, 26 and maybe lower, who just don't want to take responsibility for their actions.
Yeah.
And there are also some women out there who actually think the same these days. And so nobody just wants to commit, essentially, right? 100%. That's the word that's lacking in today's society. And I think that leads to pandemonium, if not chaos, right? And so these are the issues that are in our dating, that creep into or that eats into the dating arena these days, right? So it's the dating battleground, bro. It's very bloody. It's very messy. It's very rough. It's very rough. So
the streets do not take prisoners. It's just littered with bodies. It does not take
littered with bodies, bro. Littered with bodies. And I gotta say this, right? One of the reasons why most of decent young men out there don't date is because of this very reason right here.
You reckon so?
Yeah, for sure, dude. I have a colleague of mine, Michael.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have said the name.
Yeah, I think you should have muted it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Michael.
Yeah, hey, sorry, Biddy. I just had to throw your name out there.
No, but
I don't think people know who Michael is.
Know.
Exactly, they wouldn't know. But in any case, right? So Mike over here, right, is he's my colleague, and we were just like having a conversation around dating.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's just super hard finding the right person these days, and it's not because you're not looking. It's just because it's so saturated with toxicity that 100%. It's super hard to
kind of like cut through the noise.
Yeah, exactly. Cut through the noise or nitpick. Basically, you're the person suitable for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, the dating pool is just really kind of it's been it's as I said, it's kind of hard to cut through the noise and find the right person for you these days. And even asking the lady out these days is kind of like weird because everything is like super done online, because if you're like born from 1990 to say 1999 or something like that, as a guy, you're most likely going to be dating a Gen Z baby. 2K. Right, 2K going 2K. Down, right? But Gen Z, as you know, Gen Zs are actually classified as officially from, I think, 1997, going all the way down.
From 1999?
It could be from 1999. Hang on, let me Google this one right here.
All right.
Let me Google this one. Gen Z age range, yeah. That's right. Yeah, so it's see, I
Oh,
did
you're
say.
actually right. Oh, for
Yeah.
hindsight. Oh, we just missed it.
Bro,
But
we
the
just
skin of our teeth.
skin of our teeth.
2 years.
So
man.
we just Googled here. We just Googled it here, guys. So millennials range from 1981 all the way through 1996. So that's you and I, Craig.
That's us.
And then you got Gen Zs from 1997 all the way through 2012.
Yeah.
Then Gen X is obviously 1965 to 1980. Now those are our parents, right?
Yeah.
And then you got the boomers, right?
Yeah.
You know, dating all the way back to
Probably
the
like,
1960s.
yeah, your grandparents kind of.
Yes,
vibe.
exactly. But here we're mostly going to be talking about millennials and Gen Z, right? Because these are the people that are getting married these days, right?
Yeah.
This is the next generation of parents right here,
Yeah.
right? Millennials and Gen Zs.
The hope of society.
Exactly. The hope of society, and so. Yeah, I think, man, just based on this right here, it's pretty, because these millennials are likely to date these Gen Z kids. There is a gap there between.
I was about to ask, do you think there's a gap? Yeah.
No, yeah, there's certainly a gap there, and it's very hard to close that gap, especially 2Ks or Gen Zs are they grew up in world.
I think they get a very bad rap, like
bro.
They get a very bad rap from people.
Now they did that to themselves. If you're a 2K out there listening to this, you guys did this to yourselves.
You reckon so?
Yeah, the reputation that kind of like precedes them these days.
Yeah.
They crafted that up themselves, much like us millennials, right? We're the generation that people say. What are people saying about millennials again? We don't what do we not like doing as millennials? There's something.
But I think.
Oh yeah, we're the avocado. We're the avocado generation, bro. We like avocados and guacamoles and yeah.
But I think, but even on that, I think maybe some of the things that have also been said is just to say that like. Everyone from millennials onwards, we don't like working hard. We're kind of soft and that.
Yes.
But I think every generation does that to the previous. It's also like how we're doing that to Gen Zs. I think there is some truth in some things just because there are some conveniences that we have today that our parents and grandparents didn't have.
Yeah.
So there were certain things that they had to learn for themselves and do for themselves.
Yeah.
And they were just exposed to the elements of life much earlier than we were.
Sure.
That's why you find nowadays most people are going to school, going to varsity, and then getting married much later in life because yeah, there's a lot of stuff which they don't have to do. But in a world where almost no one could afford higher education, they had to go out and work. And once you go out and work, you're most likely going to meet someone and have kids. And then, yeah, before you know it, you just begin life and then life passes you by.
100%. And that right there is why I'm saying I'm calling it chaos because you never know which way's up and which is down. Like ladies these days, I get it, right? We as guys have to put in some effort into understanding women, right? That's on us. It's not on ladies, right? You can't expect a lady to behave the way you want her to just because you want her to behave that way, just so you can get what you want or get your way. But guys have sort of like the F-boys out there, they're sort of like manipulated the quote-unquote system, right, of ladies so that they can get by around that. And I think because the dating pool or the dating structure is the way it is today, that's where the chaos erupts from, where people, I don't want to say we're a valueless society or a valueless generation or culture, but we no longer hold dear like physical interaction and seeing people in
kind
face
of the
to face.
simple
So
things which we used to grow up
simple
having
things, bro. We
because
used to
of the values.
yeah. So because we don't hold those things dear now anymore, I think that's where the chaos kind of like erupted from or came from.
Can I ask you then a question? Then why do you think let me not say why, but then what do you think are the main issues that we are seeing that makes dating a problem? Like why is it? I think what are the main issues and like why is it like hard to find people nowadays? Because that's the main question I always get. Even when I speak with lady friends, they'll be why is it so hard to find people? Where are we supposed to find people?
Bro, first of all, you stand a better chance. Let me just say this. You stand a better chance of finding somebody whilst in varsity, Okay,
Yeah, that's
during
true.
your time in varsity, you stand a
Yeah.
better chance of finding somebody
We
there.
missed that train.
Yeah.
How unfortunate.
Hey man,
Now we're
how
reaping,
unfortunate.
Now we're
I-
reaping the side effects. How unfortunate.
Hey, listen, man. I know for a fact I missed that train, and listen, because for me it was always like a matter of I need to finish my studies. I need to get this over now with.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to waste my time with ladies or women. Get out of my face. I don't care if I even had a crush on them. I was like, just go away. I don't want to talk to you.
Wow.
Go. And yeah, so I think that was a huge mistake, right?
Yeah.
I quickly learned that pretty fast. It's funny because like as soon as you finish studying,
Yeah.
it's like 10 times harder finding people.
It is, and
Because-
and even in the conversation which we had like the other time about this is like,
Yeah.
what we tend to forget is that when we're moving through life and like basically, you know,
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
that
yeah.
phase where we
Sure.
can start dating and meeting people.
Yep.
We usually tend to meet people in circles that kind of bring us together anyway.
Yeah.
So when you're at school, you
Yeah.
share the commonality that you're at school, so you have to be at class. So
Mhm.
more often than not, you're gonna meet people, and then that's how you make friends. Or when you start, for example, attending sports events or things like concerts or whatever, all of those are common things that bring you together with other people, so you get to see them. But once life happens post school, you don't literally. You most of the time you're alone.
What are you talking about, high school or varsity?
No, I'm saying like varsity. I'm even
Okay.
I just grouped varsity and high school in one.
Okay, all
because
right.
it is the same thing because like you go to
Yeah.
the same class.
Okay, yeah.
You have like societies and all of that, which
Sure.
allow you to meet people.
Sure,
like
sure.
all those societies at varsity.
Yeah.
But once you begin working, you're most likely gonna stay on your own. You're no more in those spaces where you're obligated to be somewhere at a certain time. So that means you have less people around you. Worse if you didn't keep your friendships from varsity, because now you're really alone. Because it's even harder making friends even post school.
Post varsity, yeah.
So I think missing that kind of human interaction element also is what makes it harder. Because I'm not saying it like as if people don't meet people at all, like they don't meet people at work or all of that. But I'm just saying that those other spaces make it easier because you're around new groups of people more often. Whereas when you're working and stuff, you probably only go to work, meet up with your friends on weekends. Unless you are that person, you know, who does hiking or does cycling or some
Yeah,
other
and you
kind
can,
of
like,
sports activity where
yeah.
you can meet new people.
New people, yeah.
Because the emphasis here is new people. We're
But
not
even in
talking-
hiking,
like,
bro,
yeah.
you never, like, it's awkward to just be like, pick up your bags and just be like, I'm going out hiking and I'm going to meet people where I'm going.
Very
It's like,
true.
you never do that. You always plan it with, like, people around, like, in your circle.
100%. But you get what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
there's less opportunities to meet more people because you're now older and you're more comfortable with the people you already have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just my thought on it as well.
100%, man, 100%. And as a result of that, actually, people end up resorting to online facilities, online institutions, right?
Yeah.
You know, and that's where people get swindled, right? We've
Tinder
seen
swindler.
the Tinder swindler, you know, a couple months back, and I think it's funny, man.
One moment, yes.
The online. Oh, okay, that was Siri.
And that was-
Siri's
and I
disturbing
always
us over
fight
here.
with Siri when
You're
I
always
meet up
fighting
with
with Siri,
I'm
bro.
Siri, stop listening to our conversation.
Stop listening to our conversation.
And she's
Wait.
listening.
And
I'm
she's
like,
listening,
hey,
dude.
you better chill, Siri. You better chill. You better chill.
She better chill. All right, chill out. Chill out, Siri. She's probably gonna Google that. Like, I haven't found that, sir. All right. But in any case, bro, right? Where were we again? Oh yeah, the online dating arena. Now that's another,
Yeah.
you know, Godzilla devil that we need to overcome,
One moment.
right?
I didn't get that. Could
Okay.
you try again?
Okay, we should probably really cancel on Siri. There we go. All right, but folks, what I'm trying to say is the online dating is another,
Beast of its own.
bro, it's a nightmare. I've had my fair share of online. I've had my fair share, bro. I would heavily advise against online dating.
I don't
So-
know if it's fair to say because some people have had success.
Bro, let me tell you this, right?
I'm
The
not
issues
saying that to say like I'm not an advocate for it 100%, but I just think it
you
depends.
in between two worlds about
yeah,
it.
I feel like if you're fortunate enough to meet someone, then yeah, such is the case. It's the same as, this might sound like a bad example, but it's the same as some people don't meet their husbands or wives particularly in church, although that's a good place to start. Some people meet people. Like I always make fun of you, and I say you could meet your wife at the Woolworths. It could be
Yeah.
literally at the library, at the
Better be at
petrol
Woolies.
station,
You better be at Woolies. You better know it.
Or maybe at the petrol station. Some people even, funnily enough, met at
Yeah.
the club and they were Christian, and
Yeah.
like they met at that time, and then like afterwards, they changed their lifestyles and all that jazz. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
there is no formula for it.
Sure,
There is
sure.
no formula for it.
100%. Yeah, not for sure, man. But for me, the reason why I'm saying I'm advising against it is there is no. It's so hard to vet. I understand. Like you could use the same argument, right? With like meeting people in person. Like it's so hard to.
So?
For sure. I think it's just as hard as meeting people.
I agree.
In person.
I think that's one thing people do take for granted. They
Yes.
think that just because you have instant access
Yeah.
to like people you can swipe through, that it's easier. I think it's
like-
just as hard.
Yeah, it's like Instagram to some degree because Instagram is sort of like turning into a dating site
Bro,
to
even
some
LinkedIn.
degree.
People are shooting shots on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn,
There was this
bro,
other girl,
it's
I know she
so
was
crazy,
complaining. She
dude.
was like,
Yeah.
guys, may we please keep LinkedIn professional? This is not a place for you to take a shot
Yo.
at that girl you've been crushing on.
Can
for
I just
months.
say though, like some of you ladies look fire on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
it is
saying
true,
I'm
it is
gonna
true,
I'm
it
gonna
is
I'm not
true.
saying I'm gonna shoot my shot on LinkedIn though. I wouldn't be that stupid and dumb. But like I
That's
think
true, that's true.
yeah I think most of you ladies. This is just a genuine compliment, by the way. Like most people on LinkedIn look fire, bro.
that's
It's
true.
like wow, But what I'm trying to say is, you look at Instagram, it's starting to change a little bit into some dating app or dating site now, right? But the point I was getting to was this: it's just as hard meeting people online as it is in person. The only difference is with online, it's so hard for people to, what's the word? Catfish? Is it catfishing? Is that
Catfishing is the one, right? I forget the definition, but it's the one where people pose as one person, but they're actually another person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's so hard. Sorry, it's so easy for people to get manipulated online than it
That's
is in
true.
person. And by the way, it takes time for people to manipulate people in person.
Yes.
But online, it could be as instant as over a day. You know, the Tinder swindler is a perfect example of this. He's the epitome of what I'm talking about actually right now. The Tinder swindler, right?
Yeah.
And I think because there's that loophole with online dating, I think there's a whole lot more risk of people getting kidnapped too and things like that, and like bad things happening to people. I just think the probability of you. Let me put it this way: the probability of bad things happening to you when you go online are higher than you going in person.
But I think just to make the case for online, I'm not online's advocate. Please,
Sure,
guys.
sure.
But I mean, like, to make the case for it, I think
Yeah.
there's a number of things I'd say. I think first and foremost, we need to question, like, the people who are anyways looking for people online. Like, how are you
Yeah.
approaching this? Are you coming from a broken place?
Yeah.
Are you someone who's got low self-esteem and all of that? Because
That's the thing, though.
because
Craig.
if you
It's
if you were getting trampled in the real world, they'll run over you.
Yes.
In online dating.
But that's the thing. Like online is not accommodating those kind of people.
Yeah,
and
definitely
people who
not.
go online are people who are truly broken. That's like, man, this is my last resort.
No. I think that's not fair too. I don't
No,
think
maybe not broken, but like last resort. Like maybe not last resort, but like it's like
Let me say this. I think
It's-
you're missing the point. I'm missing the point of what I was trying to say. I was trying to say that
Yeah.
like some of the people who are online,
yeah.
if you already have issues with relationships before you go online isn't gonna make it easier just because.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just because you've got someone's profile, you know
Yes.
how tall they are, and
Yes.
you know all the information they're giving up front. That is not gonna make things better. I think another thing, like with the whole online thing, is like, I think the same way you scrutinize people online, you need to scrutinize. I mean, the same way you scrutinize people in real life, you need to apply the same in online. Like, don't just take what people say at face value. And I know
Sure.
it's difficult because
Yeah, man.
that's where it's like. That's why for me, I'd say generally speaking, I do prefer meeting people in person because you know why.
Yeah.
I have a point of reference. It's like, Avi, if you introduce me to one of your friends, you and I are friends, Avi. So I at least know your character and
Yeah.
you can vouch for that other person.
Sure.
That's
sure.
why growing up and even with our parents and just in general, if ever you experience that, like when you meet people, like you feel more comfortable meeting a girl who you met like through like a mutual friend group.
Yeah.
Because there are other people who can vouch for that person's character.
Mm.
Maybe not completely. People will still be people. But like,
Yeah.
but like,
Got a story
there's
to tell
sense
in
of
that.
security because it's not just
Yeah.
someone from thin air who you don't
Yeah.
know. The problem with online is like, okay, I first need to see if I like you.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
cool and all of that.
Yeah.
And then there's the other added aspect of like, I know nothing about you, like personally. I don't know
Sure.
your friends. I don't know your
Sure.
family.
Yes.
I don't know if you're crazy. I don't know. You get what I'm saying?
There's
And-
nobody There's nobody I could like even talk
Yeah.
to about you or ask
There's no
questions.
mutual
There's
reference
no mutual
point.
reference point.
Because
Exactly.
even when I meet your friends, I
Yeah.
never knew those people before you.
That's right. That's
So
right.
they can just feed me whatever you're telling them to feed me as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. There's too many loopholes with online, and especially if it's like totally new people. And for me, like just obviously, by the way, we should probably say this right now. Take this with a pinch of salt. Actually, take this with a spoon of salt, right? Not even just a pinch.
Yeah.
So like, because we're not dating experts here. Far from it, actually. Far from it, especially for me. Maybe Craig, right? But like, for me,
don't put that on anyone.
you're a better you would make up a better dating coach than I would. That's that.
Exit that. Short left.
Short laugh, all right, short laugh. But like, it's funny, dude, because like what you're saying is 100% true. It's hard to find out anything about a person if there's no mutual connection between the two of you, right? And I think for me, just to testify on what you just said, it was I think about a month ago when I saw somebody. A girl I liked on somebody's status, right, on WhatsApp. I was like, yo, this girl is pretty.
Yeah.
So I reached out to my friend, like, yo, dude, who the heck is this? And then she was like, oh, yeah, she's a friend of mine. Her name is so-and-so.
Yeah.
You know, she lives, at A, B, C, D, and E. She's about...
the shot. For WhatsApp, and these
Bro.
people are matching up. WhatsApp
Bro, I'm
status.
telling you, man. Now, obviously, but just to say, not that I chickened out. It's just, it was other things that made me not to reach out to her.
Yeah.
And then it's just that, ladies are, my friend got carried away. She ended up giving me her numbers.
They
And
really
like,
guess each other up, eh? Ladies. Like,
Bro.
when it comes to like, especially like,
They
if
do,
they
man,
think
they
that
do.
you guys would be great.
it'd be great,
Like,
yeah.
you have to go there,
Dude. So I didn't reach out to that lady though. I just got her numbers. Like, okay, well, I didn't ask for the numbers, but like, it's great to have them. It's great, in case I think about it. But as I said, I'm not going to mention the reasons why I didn't go for her, but I just didn't go for it. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to testify to the point you made earlier about having a mutual person between the two of you who knows the both of you here, right? And you can ask whatever you want about that, and she's not going to lie to you, right? Because you've known this person all your life. For example, if you grew up with your lady friend, let me put it this way. If you have a lady friend you grew up with for over, like, from like childhood or whatever, right? You have a higher chance of that person advising you on, maybe not advising you, but like giving you guidance on who to go for than a person you just recently met in varsity.
That's very true.
Right? Because you've formed those like fundamental. There's a fundamental bond between the two of you guys, right? So it's easier to just like she won't lie to you. Is what I'm trying to say, right? It's the probability of her deceiving you or probability of deception goes down, like way down.
Yeah.
So you're more likely to find somebody who actually does match up with your character and personality than, than it would be if you were just...
That friend that introduced you like to that person was someone who knew you from way back, or it was just...
Yes. Actually, it's funny. I wouldn't say I grew up with her. It was more of a, like we got introduced by a friend of mine that I grew up with. So it's like, it's like so it's like two people essentially, right? It's like you, Craig. Let's say I grew up with you, right? Yeah. And then you meet up with a lady. Well, sorry, you then introduced me to a lady that you grew up with, and then her and I end up becoming friends as well. And then I get to see her friend on her status, on her WhatsApp status, right? And I'm like, yo, dude, who the heck is this, man? Hook a guy up, hook a brother up. Yeah, and then we're like, who could brother up, man? It's kind of through pass, bro. Through pass. Is it a through pass or a true pass? Through pass. Yeah, through pass, bro. One time. So, I definitely can testify to that, man. And it's funny because I think our parents they were dealt sort of like a good and a bad hand.
Okay.
Right.
In what sense?
In this
Unpack,
regard.
unpack.
Because they didn't have to, for them, they didn't really have as many options as we do today.
I think you're onto something there, and
Yeah.
and this is where like you're waking me up now. I'm thinking
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
You know the thing of I think that's one thing that has killed us as well.
Yes,
Is
man.
options, and I think that's where online dating and just even social media and everything comes into play.
Yeah.
The problem with options is what it does is that it gives us the illusion that like
Yeah.
I think it gives us the illusion that like the way we relate with people is cheap.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
So it's like a thing of that, oh, well, I'll just go into this thing half-heartedly, and if it doesn't work out, I can always find someone else.
Yes.
And that is a very dangerous thing to do because now it makes us value relationships less.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
correct.
it makes us value the people in those relationships
Goes back to
less.
the valueless point I made earlier.
100%.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's also part of the reason why we experience what we experience now in our dating society.
For
That's
sure.
why we have quote unquote the streets where people are heartless and just treat people anyhow.
Like trash.
Because
bro.
they don't value the other human being.
Men are trash.
But when you understand
and I'm a man.
and he's waking it up again. Okay, but anyway, but like when you understand that other person is a person like you, was made in God's image, it changes the way you approach it. That's not to say that you'll never make mistakes or that the relationship or whatever, like if you decide to pursue one, will be perfect.
Man. Yeah.
But I think what it means is that there's a fundamental understanding that there needs to be a level of respect with which you treat people.
Sure.
You cannot just like ghost people, for example.
Yeah.
I think that's like one example of some of the things which we do, and we've normalized that, and that's not okay. How do you just talk to people and then all of a sudden just disappear off the face of the earth and you lead them on? That is not right.
That's
especially
not right.
as a young man, like you cannot just be out here like behaving like that.
I agree.
Yeah.
100%, man. 100%. I think, as you said, it goes back to the options, right? Thing, right? A guy goes, you know what? I can get another pretty lady. There's plenty of what was it?
Fish in the sea.
Plenty of fish in the sea, Craig. Plenty of fish in the sea, folks. You see, cultured people, this is the thing. This is a problem with today's society. Too many options. Take away the options that these young people have. I think we ought to be. We're so liberated, quote unquote liberated, that we don't realize that we're actually imprisoning ourselves by liberating. But in this liberation of ours, right? In this so-called liberation era of ours, and too many options can quickly blind you, actually, right? If you have too many options, your brain tends to jump around.
Like, what do they call it? Another thing, analysis paralysis.
Analysis paralysis, something like that, exactly. So, actually, let's Google it right here. Is it called analysis paralysis? Let's just quickly confirm this.
You can check it, but
Is it? Are you
I don't
sure?
know if it's analysis paralysis, but it's something of like when you tend to have too many options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens in your brain? I'm literally Googling this for you guys right now.
Google is your friend.
What happens in your brain gets too many options. Let's see. Gets too many options. It's funny, though. The Google engine is something we need to talk about some other time. This Google search engine is becoming better and better, like day by day, bro. What happens when your brain gets too many options? Yeah, that's right. But it's probably going to give us like an entire article, though, on this.
But I remember someone was also speaking about it. Oh, you found it? Yeah,
I found it. So it reads, guys, as follows. Choice overload is a result of too many options being available, right? Yes. It can result in decision fatigue, sticking to the default option, or even avoiding making a decision altogether.
And that's you see decision fatigue, same as like analysis paralysis.
Yeah, pretty much. And this is why actually some of these men decide, heck it, I'm not getting married. Yeah. And they decide to just rather be like hyper...
A forever bachelor type of...
Forever bachelor and hyper career-oriented kind of like people, right? And this goes for women too. Women tend to do this as well, right? When they like see that, hey, you know what? I've got too many options. Or sometimes some people actually think they don't have options at all. It's a bit of an imposter syndrome going on there, because you cannot be a human being on earth and just like tell me that you don't have a person that's that you can enjoy time with, right? And have that person love you as much as you love them, right? Funny, actually, talking about love, I heard somebody say it's the man's duty and responsibility to love the woman, and it's the woman's responsibility to respect the man, but the love ought to be given more by the man than the woman should in a relationship. How
Okay.
true do you think that is, man? Do you think that's also one of the things that they're like hurting today's dating arena?
I wouldn't be in total agreement. I think both people have to love each other.
Yes.
But I think
But like who?
but I think from a Christian perspective, I would say that
Yeah.
the men should lead in terms of like
Love.
showing love by sacrifice. I think when the man leads that way,
Yeah.
I think naturally it allows the woman to respond to his love, because the
Sure.
same way with us, like we don't love God by ourselves, but it's because God showed love towards us
First,
and
yeah.
then we respond out of that, out of that gratitude, and then it brings forth that submission. And then there's the whole debate about like, submission and headship. That's not something I want to get into today. It gets quite heated, but
Yeah, a submission. Yo, I had bro. There's this lady, right? I work with at Alex. So when I go tutor these kids out at Alex, so like as we're coming out of class, right? We start having conversations. She's married, by the way.
Yeah.
Disclaimer. So, by the way, this is just one of the things that are like. Just to give you guys a bit of a positive take on this topic, that there are young people even in my circle that are actually getting married at a very young age.
Yeah.
At a very young age. I'm 26 years old. I've got friends who are just as old as I am.
Yeah.
Who are married, as in like husband, wife, not engaged, married, bruv.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. My colleagues, right, engaged, right, fiancés and wait, how would you call your lady? How is it? Also, is it fiance in both ways, like
It's
for both
fiancé
genders?
and then fiancé. I think it's fiancé.
Oh, fiance,
It's fiancé and
fiance.
then fiancé. I
You
think.
know what?
I think so.
There's Google, man. There's
I
Google.
know these things.
There's Google. Yeah, we got to be cultured people. We got to teach. We got to practice what we preach here, Craig. So, is it fiance? I think it's fiance with like double E stroke at the end.
E, I think the W is the one for the woman,
And then the man is just fiance.
Yeah.
Or fiance or fiance. I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's actually Google it real quick. Hang on. Fiance meaning. Hang on. It's going to give us. So fiance, a man to whom. Oh, so fiance is a man to whom someone is engaged to be married. Okay, what about. Let's put
like, what do I call?
Where?
Is fiance male or female? Yeah.
Yeah. So a fiance is a man who's engaged to be married. Wow. Interesting.
And then at the end with the E indicates that it's it's a woman. Yeah.
Yes, double E. You see, double E is for women. Yeah.
So
Extra E. Yeah. I was right. Yeah.
Come on.
So
Give me my
it's also give me my place, dude. Oh my goodness. Hey, look at my calendar. It's already like it reminded me about us recording this podcast together. But bro, this is what I'm trying to say essentially at the end of the day, that there is a there is positivity, right? There is a light at the end of the tunnel, right? At the end of the day, right? These are just some of the positive takes I think from today's society. It's not like all, gloomy and dark and kind of hellish. No, I think there's some positive takes in today's society. As much as it's chaotic, I think there's like some good things out there. Like the testimonies are just put out just now about my friends getting married. Some are already married.
People who used to go to church with as well, even like getting married and stuff. So like,
dude, Debucho, he's married
Yeah.
to a beautiful young lady, actually.
Yeah,
Fire. Yeah, hey man, I hope he doesn't listen to this because you can't be complimenting. Dang, you can't compliment people's wives like that. He's got.
Just keep it at beautiful.
Yeah,
and then
beautiful.
move
Yeah.
along.
Did I say fire? I said fire, didn't I? Oh, dang it, man. Please don't cue me, T. Please don't come for me, man. We're cultured people over here.
Wow.
All right, man. Yeah, it looks like he had more things over here structured. Oh, yeah, actually, why it's not working now versus in our parents' time. Okay, so we've already talked about that basically, right? Our parents, it's funny, man. They really had, I think we should actually have like an older person over Craig, because like, I'd like to know how it was getting married back then. Like even for men, like how would you feel, Craig, if they just dragged a lady who was out to just like, dry out her clothes in her washing line back home. Because they would like ambush people back then. By the way, for those of you guys who don't know this is how they used to get married back in the day.
Is
What
this
they would
from
do-
your experience?
No. I've seen this and I've heard about it in many
Yeah,
cultures.
like I'm saying, like, oh, okay, I thought maybe from like
No.
your culture.
I don't think my mom was like ambushed or abducted or anything. She willingly walked into her marriage.
Okay,
But
that's dope.
some people, bro, like what would happen, right, is if they would like target the lady as she goes out, like, cause like her mother or whatever, they would like, it was all planned out by the parents, right? They're like, okay, well, this is what you guys need to do. You need to ambush her when she goes out to either draw water from the river down the road, or when she goes out to, put out the, to dry up the clothes, basically from the washing line or whatever, right? Like, but it was a planned, well orchestrated plan actually between the two families. So the mother would deliberately go, "Hey, honey, do you mind, just, grab 2 buckets, just go draw water from the river, by the, I don't know, by the mountains or whatever." And on her way either down there or back,
Sounds like
they
it was
would.
a stick up.
What do you mean stick up?
No, like a stick up, like a robbery. I'm saying the way it was planned.
Bro, it was crazy. It was crazy. And like just like that. I think women back then, some liked that and enjoyed it because it was like sort of like part of society or culture. But some like they would like properly get mad and they would like just not like the idea of exactly. Because like, dude, who wants to be abducted on their way to the river? They know nothing. It's like you have your whole life plan out for you essentially. Yeah. You make no decision. As I said, options were taken away. If we're to do that in today's society, I don't think it would work out well. I know I did suggest it, but I think I'm taking it back now. I don't think it would backfire actually, if anything.
Yeah.
These 2Ks, bro. These 2Ks. These 2Ks, Craig. Let me say this again. These 2Ks.
These 2Ks go
Bro, not only do they talk back, these kids would like fight you, bro, to like get what they want, So I think it would backfire like tremendously. It would be, just like a tremendous failure at our end if we were to do that.
Yeah.
So I think our parents didn't have the privilege women at the time didn't have the right to just like oppose those kind of systems that were put in place.
Plus, I think in some aspect it's kind of unfair because
Yeah.
I understand that, it's in the parents, generally speaking, have, the best interests of the child at heart.
Yeah.
But sometimes it excludes, the person's choice. And I think when someone is going to get married to someone, it needs to be your choice because it's you who's going to be with that person 50 years from now.
Yeah.
It's
man.
you who's going to be with that person, when things aren't so great. So I think that is like, I think it's very important to involve the person in that.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It is.
But for you, like, do you have like funny stories, like from your experience, like being in the dating arena?
You see, this is a silent moment. Let me drink my water. Hang on. I need a sip. Okay, I just ran out. Bro, I do, man. Oh boy, do I do. Listen, it's dating online is very tricky, you guys, because for me, it wasn't really a dating story. It was more like a meet up story. It was like just how, because it was my first date ever, actually, and it was quite. Yeah, man. It was. Get out of here, Craig. Shut up. So like it was. But before I actually got there, there was a lady that I met online. I'm not mentioning names, but she was still in school actually. She still is actually in school. And because I'm 26 years old, I think the 24-year-old. Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to find even 24-year-olds these days that are like within your reach. Or
what do you mean within your reach?
Like, is in like in your like even if I already like go out, it's still hard to meet people because like remember you go to work, you come right back. What am I supposed to do? Like most of my friends, you guys are pretty far away from me. We're kind of in separate places. I'm not gonna drive all the way to like Benoni every single night just so we could go hang out and just meet people. No, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna watch TV series or a documentary or whatever, right? But the point I'm trying to make is that I met this lady then online, right? It was this online thing again. Bro, just don't do online, all right? Just listen to me tell you.
He speaks like such a scarred
Listen
person,
to
but
me
anyway.
tell you right now. No, honestly, I wasn't really scarred. It's just online leaves so many things to be misinterpreted.
Yeah.
I was totally misinterpreted from the get-go.
Oh,
Because
okay,
what
so-
I said to this lady was, hey, you're my sister in Christ. And, bro, she thought I was family zoning her.
Oh,
And
okay.
she then was like, okay, cool, that's cool. Yeah, I can, I can be a sister in Christ. I'm
Wow.
like, dude, we're
Oh, so-
Christians.
So when she came up, she was like, kind of like, you just weren't reading the signs. That she was like,
No.
like I'm not here on this.
No.
podcast, like, to pass time.
Bro.
Like,
The reason you go into a dating app is to find love. Let's
Yeah.
start there.
yeah,
Doesn't matter if you're Christian or not. You're there to find love,
100%.
right? So I'm there to try to find love.
Yeah.
Now that I got your numbers and we're talking on WhatsApp, like, bruh, me saying to you that you're my sister in Christ doesn't mean I'm not gonna like. I've already hit up. Like in my head, it's like, okay, that was me hitting up on you on the app. So now we're on WhatsApp.
Okay.
So
your head is like, well, we've already passed that stage. Like,
Yeah,
you're pursuing
bro.
me, like I'm pursuing you. In a way.
yeah, exactly. I'm pursuing you, dude.
Yeah.
Why would I get your numbers else? Like,
But I think also
are
like
the
when
things.
you heard it, I mean, like,
Bro, no,
it
man.
It depends.
I
also-
just-
I think it also depends on her experiences. She's never had a guy probably say that. So like for her, she's like,
yeah.
What is he doing?
Yeah, that she totally, you guys, she totally put me on the family zone, and it's funny because she thought I put her on the family zone first. Because at the end of it all, I think after about four days talking to each other, I still haven't met this lady, by the way, in person. It was still online, right?
Yeah,
So
everything was online.
yeah. So because we're still like trying to see. Because for me, it takes me time to ask a lady out. I'm not just gonna like talk to you within like 3 days. I'm asking you out, unless
How
you're.
long does it usually take for you, Avi?
For
Like,
me,
you to,
it's a
like,
process,
For
dude.
you to like actually meet someone, get to know them, and then want to date them.
Bro, it's a process for me. I think for me, give me about a month, just like us talking online or something.
I still think you're quick, man.
Quick,
I'm like way longer.
bro. Like on talking online.
Oh, you mean talking online? I was like, okay.
Like we haven't
after-
met.
No, I'm just talking about encapsulating everything from that time till the point probably that you ask someone.
Oh,
else.
ask somebody isn't like
Yeah.
ask them to be your
I'm
girlfriend,
just,
boyfriend.
Yeah, I'm just encapsulating.
Nah,
everything.
man, you take too long, bro.
Nah.
You take too long.
This guy always has
No,
slack
no,
with
no,
you.
no.
Like I take
Let me
too
tell-
long.
let me tell you
Nah,
guys, right?
Okay, talk.
Look, we're cultured people over here, and I think it's important to. I don't think ladies want to like. There's no ways ladies want to wait that long, man, for
on.
like a guy to ask them out. I don't think so. I think.
You just didn't say the time. What is your time?
No,
I'm talking
yeah,
about
I'll tell you.
everything
No,
till
I'll
the
tell
day.
you. Yeah, I'm getting
Because
there.
the way you make it sound like it's a presidential
Dude.
speech or something. Like this guy, get
Presidential
over yourself.
Let me tell you this, right? Okay. Let me just jump right in. I think for me, from the time we meet online, let's assume we meet online, right?
Yeah.
From the time we meet online, or we get introduced by somebody through WhatsApp or whatever, from the time we meet them.
Let's do online because the one introductions of people is different because they have a reference point. That one is
Okay.
different.
Yeah, true.
That one is different.
All right, online with online dating, right? These are tips, guys, on how to navigate an online dating. All right, listen carefully.
To the maestro himself. Continue.
Listen carefully. I'm Jay-Z right now.
Yeah.
Listen carefully. The 100 and no, I'm kidding. I was just trying to make a joke because Jay-Z can't read numbers. But like in any case, right? Like the what I'm trying to say is from the time you meet up with this person online to the time you meet up with them and actually go out, take her out for coffee or whatever, actually go out for like a coffee date or something. Like go out for an official date, right?
Oh, you're breaking this down into sections.
Yes, I
Okay,
am.
continue, good sir.
This is your first date with this person. I think that time period right there should be at least a month, right? Of you trying to get to know them a little bit. And like some guys are pretty quick about it. I'm not quick about it. Also, it's not like you guys are chatting every day. Even if you are
100%.
chatting every day,
Yeah.
it still should be a month. Just like wait it out a little bit. Let your emotions let your feelings come down a little bit, right? Send each other some stuff, all right? by the way, you need to be seeing her statuses, and she needs to be seeing yours as well,
Yeah.
right? She needs to have access
Give
to
you
that,
an
idea of what to expect exactly on their first date. I think it's fair because it
But
gives the
that's
person,
if she allows you. That's if she adds you as a contact. Because some people like what they do,
which is
like,
crazy because ladies don't do that, bro.
Some people like what they do is like they'll meet you
Yeah.
and they'll be like talking to you, but they don't add your contact. And
Yeah.
I know the person will be like, "How do you know that?" Well, apart from the fact that if someone doesn't post statuses,
Yeah.
but if all of a sudden you start seeing the statuses like a month later, it means
Yeah.
that you were not added.
That is true, man. That is true. It
So,
sucks,
yeah,
but
okay.
true.
Yeah, we'll continue.
Yeah, no, it sucks, but true, man. But so I think for me, I think a month is enough. And I think she has every right to not let you see her statuses, by the way.
But no, but you still didn't answer my question. I'm saying
No, I'm getting there.
properly dating.
I am getting there.
You're talking about first date.
I'm getting there. Listen,
come on.
patience,
Oh,
Craig.
okay,
Patience, my
okay.
boy.
Okay.
This
okay.
guy right here.
All right,
Here, drink some
conductor.
water, man. Right here.
Continue,
This guy.
conductor.
Maybe you're
In
thirsty.
fact, I do need some water.
I do
Continue.
need some water. But what I'm saying, my boy, is if you're gonna, yeah, there's a glass right there. Actually, you could just use that. But what I'm saying, my boy, is from the time you meet her online to the time you guys go out for a date, that's a month. From the time you guys now start talking officially, you've seen each other, you know how she looks like, her facial features, her bodily features, her without makeup, her with makeup, things like that. You're getting to know her a little bit better. I think it should take another month for you to then just officially ask her out. Like, it shouldn't be that long
Can
for
I
you
add the
to.
importance of
Wait.
seeing people
No,
without
no, no, no,
makeup?
no, no,
Can
no,
I
no.
add that importance?
Yeah,
Can
oh, yeah.
Can I add that importance? Like,
Yeah,
don't be
man.
meeting people on Instagram or meeting
Sure.
people on Facebook and then
Sure,
you're like,
sure.
I've won the lotto and you've not.
100%.
I'm joking. Now. I'm not saying that like as a mean jab at people, but I'm seriously saying like that's why even for me in my experiences, I don't want to say too long because I'm going to break your train of thought.
Yeah.
But even in my experiences, generally when I've met people, I've also been online, guys. I tried the online thing, but definitely like even with me as well, I try as much as possible that like as we're talking, like over time, to get to that point where we actually even like have video calls, not
Yes.
necessarily like for superficial reasons, but
Yes.
just like for the thing that I like breaking that barrier of.
Yeah.
You know that thing which people do when they date in the beginning?
Yeah.
Where they are trying to impress the other person?
Yeah.
So I try as much as possible to see, you know, the person and like all of that stuff, like
Yeah.
without the makeup, with the makeup, when they're happy, when they're sad, so that I can get to know the person and we can move past this whole thing of like, you know, this pristine image that you have
Yeah.
of a person. But continue, man.
Yeah, not for sure, man. You need to see that lady without makeup. Bro, you need
I've
to.
started it, Sam.
Let me
What
tell.
have I done?
Yeah, no. If you don't, then what are you doing even going out on a date with her? Like, you're wasting both your time. You're wasting her time, and you're wasting, kind of like your time. So you have to be very conscious about that, and be very alive to that fact as well. But what I'm trying to say here, what I was saying is, a month. I think a month is enough for you to think things through. You've seen her now. You know what she looks like. You know what she likes, what she doesn't like.
So you're saying
Another
a month
month.
to the first date, then a month afterwards.
Yes.
So basically,
until
you're
you're
saying about 2 months.
2
already.
months is essentially, yeah, until you ask her out officially to be your girlfriend, right?
Oh, okay.
And then I think
on
for
now, Aiden.
yeah, no, man, like why waste time? Why wait? What are you waiting for, dude?
Hey,
What the heck are you waiting for?
hey, okay.
Dude, no. You need to answer that question because
I know
I'm
you're
asking you.
poking at me. You're not just asking that you're talking about.
I'm not
You know
asking-
me. For me, I'm not seeing it like that. Like I'm wasting people's time. Let me say one thing. I could agree with the first one of probably the first date. I do think, especially someone who you don't know from a hole in the wall.
Yes.
Like, you don't know this person from anywhere. I think
Yeah.
definitely take your time, because also what it'll allow you to see is that most of the time, if someone is not here for a long time, they're just here for a good time. For
Yeah.
them, they'll get bored quickly.
Yeah.
But if they're serious, they'll probably also wait it
Sure.
out as well. So I think a month is good as well.
Yeah.
I think thereafter of asking people out, it depends on the person. You and another friend of ours are all for the whole thing of like, if it's like a month, 2 months, yeah, man, I'm just asking out. Like that's you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
For me, personally speaking,
You take your
like,
time, man.
bro, I take my time. I'm like,
This guy will
I'm
wait
like,
2 years till.
nah,
he
don't think
asked-
about it, man. It's not 2 years.
I'm
But
kidding,
you
I'm kidding,
know,
yeah.
Like, we go on the dates and stuff, and like,
Yeah.
it's funny because like, yeah, man, for me, it can take anywhere like between like
6
4
months.
and 5 months. Yeah, 4 and 5 months before. That's just because for me, I just feel like I just want to be sure about my choice, and I want to feel like
Yes.
I want to feel like I would have allowed enough time for me, anyways, personally, to let the feelings die down,
Mm-hmm.
and then it comes to a point where it's like, okay, bro, do you still want this? You know, and then because even in my even past experiences, like even recently, like
man.
even recently I had that thing where
You don't have to get into it.
No, I'm not gonna get into it.
All
I'm
right,
just saying,
all right.
like, I'm just giving a thing like where I met a girl, and she was even like at a point in time, she was like, you know what, I thought you weren't gonna ask, and then I was like,
You see, because
no,
you waited
like,
too
she was
long.
like- no, like, you know, there was a point
Great.
in time like where I was like,
Yeah.
thinking, I was like, should I just let you know that like, don't worry, like you're not wasting your time. But then I was like, it's fine. With the way we've come so far, I'll just tell her once, sort of like,
One time.
I'll tell you one time, like,
Yeah.
it's a wrap. Let's go together.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap, man. But you know, the thing is like,
Hey, can I say
the
that?
thing is like, but bro,
Yeah.
like, she was like, literally tell me
dude.
like, she was like, I was two minds about it because you left me in a place like, I was hopeful and I was expecting it.
Yeah.
Because you seemed intentional.
Yeah.
But because you didn't say anything, I was not sure. And I was like, but bro, where else could I have gone? You know, do you think I could have like been here like day in, day and out for the past like 4 to 5 months, and then like even for me, like it just wouldn't make sense. Okay.
100% agreed on that right there, Craig. I think I don't know, man. I still think it's a pretty darn long time, man. Just like it's just too long for me. I don't know. Like what in my head, I'm always thinking, what am I waiting for? Like, dude, after now, marriage is an entirely different topic altogether.
Yeah, that one's another story.
Yeah, but like, you know, we're gonna invite married people to talk to that. Yeah. But like, bro, regarding dating, I think for me 2 months is more than enough time for me to decide whether or not I like the person and I see a potential wife in them, right? That's the other important thing, by the way, fellas. You need to date with intention. Please, 100%. This irresponsible dating thing going around trying out ABC, you know, I understand, right? I understand you're not going to find the perfect person on your first date out. Yeah. It's happened to me. The first lady I took out on a date, actually, the day after I found out that, she's actually not serious. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, we never actually even dated, her and I. It's just, what I'm trying to say is, you're not gonna, the first lady you like is probably not gonna be the lady you're gonna get married to. Yeah. Right. Even if she does agree to going out with you on a date, not like you dating her as in like girlfriend, boyfriend, you know? So I think it's important to be wise enough to understand that bit right there. But at the same time, know in your heart that if you're not ready for marriage, you shouldn't be out in this dating game. Like, because all you're inviting to yourself is pain.
100%.
That's what's going to happen to you, bro. You're going to end up coming to us and crying in our apartments now. That's what's going to happen. You're going to move from like Soweto over here and you're going to come over here and cry on our shoulders. Amy, she dumped me. Of course she dumped your butt because you were especially, okay, let me put it this way. Now, it's good to comfort your friends. But if you know that your friend is a like up to no good sucker, by sucker, I don't mean low life sucker, as in like he's doing well in life and stuff like that, but like he's not looking to settle. Yeah. Like what is he doing playing dingly games with these girls, right? Yeah. You should not be playing with ladies' hearts. I repeat, it ends in tears all the time. Because you're gonna seem like a dweeb and actually this is part of why ladies tag us as trash. Yeah. Because of this right here. We date without responsibility. Yeah.
Dating without intention.
Intention, exactly. Dating without intention.
In that society, we just made it okay for people
to date without intention.
Yeah, and to get away with things.
And get away with it. Yeah, exactly.
That's why you find we are where we're at now.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And I think it's very Americanized to some degree. Or let me just say it's foreign to the African culture. Now, there's a lot of things that are foreign to the African culture that we've adopted. But there are also lots of things within the African culture that are just like totally unnecessary. Like the polygamy thing that Zulu people are all about. Yeah. Bruh. I'm not going to get into that though. No, let's not get into it. But I'm just saying, it's a story for another day. I have this Zulu guy who's going to be just the right person for this. His name is, I'm not going to mention the name, but like Zulu people are, what I like about them is when they stick to something, they stick to it for good. Yeah. They stick to it for good, dude. But what I am going to say, just to wrap this up, is, oh yeah, actually, we can actually just talk about this one last point right here, and maybe we could just like wrap it up, Craig, on where to find guys and girls.
Hey,
You might have the right information on this. No, my friend. No, buddy. You see, you have a better idea on where to find people than I do.
This guy, you make it
Than
sound
I
like
do.
I'm the head hunter. Yeah,
You're better at this than I am. Actually, you're a better hunter than I am for sure. Go for it, Craig.
So I think I'll always say that, and I've always said I think you can meet people anywhere, man. I think
yeah, man.
it's not only limited to. I mean, it isn't only limited to the typical places like school or work, but I mean, first things first. Even before we say where to meet people, I think you need to ask yourself, like, right now, are you putting yourself out there? If you are putting yourself out there, like, are you being intentional about it? Are you joining some kind of a running club? Are you going, to some art galleries or whatever? Or going to, like mixing in those spaces, but more specifically mixing in the spaces where you could meet the type of person that you're looking for is, because if you're someone who likes things that are related to technology and stuff, I don't think it would make sense to go to a sewing club. So, I mean,
yeah,
putting yourself out there in that sense, online can work for some people, not for all people. That's a caveat.
I'm just trashing online altogether, bro. I trash that. Go for it, though.
There are some people who it has worked out for, but
yes, for sure.
But I would always say, even beyond that, the number one place I'd always say start a church. And there's a whole hullabaloo of people being like, the guys or the girls at church aren't the way they seem, wolves in sheep's clothing type of.
Yeah.
What
do you say to that, actually?
Even when I say that, I always just say, like, don't date with your eyes closed.
Don't.
Like, if you're going to anything with your eyes closed, you're cruising for a bruising.
Yes.
You're asking for trouble. I think that's also something to bear in mind. Just because someone is at church, like, not everyone who says they're Christian is actually like walking out their faith. There's some people who are just church attendance people. There's some people who just have their name and don't even walk into the building.
100%.
So even in that, there's some navigating that needs to be done. But it's a start, man. Above that, above and beyond that, you can just meet people anywhere and everywhere. But I think the most important thing, what I'd say, like, to that is just, and I think this comes like with like wrapping up everything, is I think with everything, just like begin with God, honestly.
Yeah.
Begin in prayer. And this was also something that you had once said before as well. And I also agree, very important. Begin in prayer. Definitely begin in prayer. Be specific about what you're praying about as well.
That's right.
Don't just be general, be specific. But generally, honestly, begin in prayer with God. Ask Him to lead you. Ask Him to guide you. But even before you think you're ready in that space, I think it's already living a lifestyle where you're asking God to work on you, showing Him the places already in your life where you can be growing and contributing. That can be in your church space, that can be in your family, that can be in your friendships, and pouring into those places already. So that by the time whenever you do decide to get into a relationship, you're coming from it. You're entering it from a healthy space, which is one of the reasons why I think we have issues today, is that we come into relationships thinking that they'll fix all of the other problems that we were supposed to deal with before getting into them. And what you find is that relationships are just an amplifier of things that are already there. So if you were not praying before you got into a relationship, don't expect that you're going to be praying. You ain't going to be praying when you get there, sir. You know, if you are not having a relationship with God, don't think that relationship is going to do that for you. So I think, man, it starts with God.
Indeed, man, 100%. Couldn't have said any better myself. Could not have said that any better myself. I think, if you have prayer as a foundation to your relationship, or you seeking out the relationship, that's the start of a good thing right there. It just like gets rid of all the, the toxic. Well, the toxic, because it's going to be pretty easy. Because once you've prayed, it's like you're giving it to God, saying, Lord, this right here is something that I know. I don't know people's hearts. That's the thing. God 100%. Knows people's hearts, right? And so He can lead and guide you to the right person, whose heart is compatible with yours.
Yes.
And so this is why I think, I can't stress enough the importance of prayer, essentially, right? I just can't stress enough. So I think it's important for you guys to just like go out there, just make sure you just pray for whoever you're going to meet in the future, or whoever you've already seen as a guy, or even a lady, actually, because ladies tend to see first sometimes. I mean, in some cases, bro, you find ladies like, actually, I kind of like saw him first before he saw me. I kind of knew he was my husband before, he knew. Before he knew. And then it's like, what? You knew this already? And then she goes, yeah, I knew you were going to be my husband. And they're like, okay, but we were just like cellmates at the time. I was like, heck yeah, we're cellmates, but I just knew. And so I think, but most importantly, it doesn't matter if you've known the lady for this long or this many years, but it's just important to submit everything in prayer before God, especially when it comes to things that are going to lead into marriage, which is a department that only God knows best. Yeah. He's the founder of the marriage institution, actually. 100%. So I think it's also fair to say that he's also the founder of relationships between mankind. Because he's the one who created Adam and Eve at the end of the day, right? And he knew how that relationship would pan out between the two, right? He created women the way he created women, which is just perfect, and he created men the way he created men, which is also just perfect. And I think this is not to say that you and I are perfect. I'm just saying we're created in his image, in a perfect template. We have a perfect template to look at, and that's Christ. And I think it's important to understand that when you go out there trying to find the guy and the girl. For me, the place is not really that important. What's important is prayer first.
100%.
And
I agree with that.
Yeah.
You said it.
Yeah, no, because the place will sort itself out later on. It could be at Woolies. It could be, I don't know what's with me and Woolies, by the way.
At the garage.
At the garage station, dude. At the petrol station, right? It doesn't matter where it is. It could be at where you stay right now, actually. It could be in your school. If you're in high school and you're a kid, you're listening to this. It could be there, actually. There are high school lovers actually end up getting married, dude. So I'm very open to that now. Yeah. I used to not be, but I'm very open to that. So it's one person once said to me, it's usually AV within your vicinity. The person you're going to marry is probably within your reach, or they're within your vicinity, or God is going to put them in your vicinity when it's time. Yeah. You're not going to have to fly out or drive out a long distance to go see them. Yeah. It's probably somebody in your vicinity. All right. So try to look around in your vicinity. And if you think that nobody in your vicinity is compatible with you or to you, then rather just wait it out on the Lord and just keep praying a little bit more. And yeah, man, I think that's how we ought to approach this for success, basically. And of course, take this with a pinch of salt, spoon of salt, tablespoon of salt.
Yeah. This is advice. It's just 2 cents, caution.
Yeah.
Thoughts, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not, as I said, guys, we're not experts on anything yet. So we're just putting our conversations out there just so, you cultured people out there could just consume on this, and hopefully it helps you out actually on your dating journey as a young person, as a young man. If you're married, we're just actually looking forward, I guess, to hearing from you in whatever form that's possible. But we're on Instagram as Culture and Us, essentially. If you want to talk to us or reach out to us, we're over there. We don't currently have Facebook or Twitter. I don't think we are going to have those, actually.
I think we're probably just going to remain on the gram. But things change, we'll just let you know.
Yeah, for now, we're just sticking with Instagram, essentially. That's where we kind of are reachable to the public. So just reach us out on there and let us know what your thoughts are on the topic, and perhaps what we said wrongly, and maybe any corrections. We're open to any of that stuff. Until next time, you guys, I've been Avi, your host.
I'm Greg, your co-host.
And we'll see you guys next time on Culture and Us. Cheers.